Welcome everyone to our admittedly first show back after we returned from Germany.
Reasons!
Our first show was supposed to be following our return, so it should have been around the 13th or 14th. So we had to put it off for about a week and a half or so due to someone getting sick.
Yes, I was a filthy sick person. I was down with the sickness.
He was down with the sickness. Yes. So, without further ado, this week's episode we're going to review what we experienced and how the trip was, and give you guys an overall view of how things were in Germany.
Now, a caveat to this. We're only dealing with pictures because we want to give you guys a chance to watch the videos, complete with sound and music on your own time. And, of course, because of the sickness, I haven't gotten finished taking care of all of them. Some of them are up, some of them are not. Some of them we still need approval for. Yes, we have to, I kid you not, contact the Frankfurt airport because they are very particular about their privacy.
And we have to ask very politely with the Media Relations Outreach Department if we can please post videos of their airports. Now, Toronto Pearson Airport doesn't give a crap either way.
Cleveland either.
In Cleveland, it's all too happy for the publicity. They don't care. I've even tagged them on Instagram, and they've liked the Instagram posts.
Yeah.
But Germany...
Well, again, we're not exactly sure what it is, but we got told... We didn't get told any time on the way in, which there's videos of that, but again, we can't show you. But on the way out, what was it? We got yelled at how many times?
Oh, I personally got yelled at 4 times.
I think I was 2.
So a total of 6 times total. To turn off the camera, don't take pictures.
It was a privacy. Like, even when we were asking for help, I was told, do you have the camera on? And I was like, no. It's charging.
We almost got Josh Cahilled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost.
Mind you, they were very polite about it.
Yes.
This was not like screaming that Josh Cahill has experienced, but the Germans are very polite. They're just like, don't do that. And that also included in the Frankfurt lounge.
Mm-hmm. And I was told to shut off my camera by both Brussels Air and United Airlines German employees.
Yeah, well, and then when we were in the lounge, for both Lufthansa and Air Canada, you were told to shut it off.
Yeah.
I was told by somebody who was asking for help because Frankfurt Airport is big.
Huge.
So we...
Frankfurt is one of 2 massive airports Germany has. The other one being Munich.
Yeah. Yeah, Berlin doesn't have as big of an airport. Shocking, we know.
Yeah. So if people want to fly to Berlin, they can. Berlin has an airport. It's just not a huge airport anymore.
Yeah.
So they have to fly. They have to take a regional flight to either Munich or Frankfurt, and then fly out.
Yeah. But as I was saying, when I was asking where exactly the desk was to check in, that was the guy who asked me, do you have the camera on? So we kept it off, but somehow, which is why we have to ask permission, we are one of the few people, at least to my understanding, who got footage of Frankfurt Airport on the way in. We're talking everything. We actually have to go through that footage and figure out what to cut.
Yeah. Now, we didn't get anyone's faces, like, not directly. We didn't get anyone's faces. We were very careful about that.
And if we did, we've got, we use Filmora.
Wondershare.
Yeah. We use a program that we're going to try and blur their faces out if we did catch anybody, or we're just going to cut them out completely. Now, since that caveat's done, it's probably about time to show you guys what we experienced. But again, all the videos are up or going to be up. And there are several very long ones, which we will touch on during the pictures.
Yeah, the good videos are taken with our GoPros, and he has to edit them. Yes?
I have to edit them because they do them in certain level of chunks, and I have to piece them together. And some of them will have music on them because, yes, we did catch a, oh Lord, what was it? 8 to 10 hour time lapse, sort of New Year's Eve. But we'll get to that again when we show the pictures.
And I have to wear my 49ers sweatshirt because the 49ers are advancing to the NFC Championship next week. They beat the Green Bay Packers last night, 24-21. Horrible game, but they did win.
Yeah. And also because since we have a white cat and she held it, one of her sweatshirts had to go into the wash to get rid of the cat hair. I could have brought it up, but I'm not that mean.
He is that mean, but he's just, He don't want to do the work.
Whatever. Alright.
Alright, so without further ado, we'll get into it here.
Let's shrink you down to the top right. Yeah, let's move you down to the top left, to the bottom left. Bottom left, not top left. Blip. And it was the top left originally. Blip. I'm just so special. Okay.
Especially.
Oh, shush. Okay. Where we started.
Okay, so this is one of the first pictures we took. Again, videos are all on the channel, or will be on the channel soon.
These are on the channel, I believe.
Yes. This is in Cleveland. As you can tell from the NASA outpost across the way here. That's the Glenn Research Center. But this is the CRJ 700/750 that we took from Cleveland to Toronto. Registry Charlie Foxtrot, Juliet, Quebec, Zulu. This is a small regional aircraft, which was surprisingly comfy.
It was small.
It was small, but it was surprisingly comfy.
Also, this was the only one where we technically took economy class in.
Yeah.
We did meet some interesting people and a very nice person.
We did, yes.
So,
one with potential for lifelong friendship connections.
Yeah. Not gonna say her name because we haven't gotten permission.
Right, and one cuckoo.
One special lady.
Yeah.
But, again, that was kind of on the video, but I tried to cut most of it out, at least for the audio. Because respecting privacy and all that.
Yes, everyone's privacy is respected to the fullest extent of the law.
Or at least attempted to.
It's respected.
If you see that and you do see yourself on there and you want it taken off, make sure you message Brooke In The Air and we will handle it as expeditiously as possible. Because if we forget something, we want to make sure that it's covered the way it's supposed to be.
Now, this is Air Canada Express, which is operated by Jazz Air, which is a Canadian subsidiary, partially owned by Air Canada.
What was it? In the first class, it was one on the left side, two on the right.
1 and 2.
Yeah, and then where we were sitting in economy, it was 2.
2 by 2.
Yeah.
So 1 by 2 and 2 by 2. So you had a little more room on the right side in first class, but we're not talking about a huge allotment of room here.
You actually get to see that on our way back, but we'll cover that.
So again, this is a Bombardier CRJ2.
I thought it was a Mitsubishi.
It was a Mitsubishi, which is what I was getting to. Bombardier originally, then Bombardier got bought out by Mitsubishi. CRJ stands for Canada Regional Jet.
Second picture is like
a little more. These were taken from inside the terminal as we were getting ready to board. Now they have the van and baggage trucks there for size comparison. So I thought that was really interesting how you can actually see the small size of the plane next to the vehicles.
Also, a little bit of airliner stuff. This one is actually easier to land on water, but that's beside the point. No personal experience, but the reason why is because the engines are up high, so it doesn't scoop.
Yes, and you can actually glide the plane down into the water.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you would want to, but if you have to,
yeah,
you technically can. And seeing as the trip from Cleveland to Toronto is largely water-based.
Yeah, but sadly we didn't get to see any of that. Case in point.
Because cloud cover.
Now, for our next picture, you may ask, why do you not have any pictures of Toronto Airport? We have plenty of videos of that. We have videos of all of that on the channel, so we bypass straight to the inside of the plane.
Also, in fairness, in Toronto, we were in the signature suite most of the time.
Well, except you wandered around the airport to our gate and stuff, and you got to show all that, so there is videos of that as well.
Oh yeah, there is. But I also did some shopping, and I was careful not to get people's faces. So
Well, like, except for that group of girls that you talked to.
yes.
Also, hi ladies.
Hi there.
So yeah.
This is the inside of the Airbus A330-300, which is Air Canada's second long-haul jet.
Now, we do have a couple of problems with the Airbus.
Oh, do we ever?
But here, we'll touch on that when we get to some of those pictures. That
was the other end of the footwell.
Yeah. So, not bad. We may have some pictures, and there's a full video review of this up, both from her phone and potentially from the GoPro.
You're in charge of GoPro uploads. I have
Right. Well, again, I think we uploaded some of these. I'm not sure. It's in the middle. I have to double check. So that is what the entertainment center looks like in reference to a bottle
yep.
of water.
That is this is all taken as soon as I sat down. Did not touch anything. Did not pull it out. There's the IFE screen in the background there, the Aqua Department amenity kit, and the bottle of water that they lay out for every passenger. Aqua Department amenity kit, and one here with the label off.
Yeah.
Now I'll show you guys the inside here.
Actually, let's. Yeah.
Go through this real quick here. So, very nice little cream money, the a la Colonia hand cream.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get you bigger so they can see it a little bit more easy. All right. Okay, hurry up.
Alright, so instead of butchering French, I'm just going to tell you it's hand cream and face cream. So, like, moisturizer and hand cream. Nothing, guys. Or
It is very dry in the airplane, so that's why they said.
Yes.
So, even gentlemen, suggest using it so your hands don't get dry and cracked.
Now, I do recommend, this is very similar to Emirates amenity kit, except Emirates has a non-cloth bag. They have more of a, oh, yes. Here we go. I happen to have Emirates amenity kit. See? Oh, yeah. See how similar they are? Air Canada, Emirates. Yeah.
So, she's going to be doing an eventual review of all amenity kits that she got off of eBay. Because, yes, you can buy pretty much all of these if you don't go on there on eBay for a decent price.
Yeah, I got a few on eBay to make up for the flights that I've been on, but didn't keep them because I didn't know I was doing a YouTube channel.
Well, and also you got a couple of flights you haven't been on but want to go on.
Yeah.
Because you're not willing to spend the amount of money for an Emirates flight right now.
Now, this is the dental kit that comes in the bag. This is basically just your toothbrush.
Tiny thing of toothpaste, like really tiny.
Really tiny toothpaste. The smallest toothbrush in history.
I've seen smaller, but yeah, it's a horrible toothbrush. Besides being functional, and you get a dental pick.
Yes. And foam earplugs.
Mm-hmm.
Eye shade.
Which she used some of. I tried but failed.
Yes, well I had to use it because the first night in the hotel you snorted like a truck. And you get a pair of socks. Which is becoming all too common among airlines now.
But a suggestion to all of you.
And you have a
yes.
glass cleaning cloth.
Mm-hmm.
For glasses or your cell phone or your pad, computer, whatever you have. Yeah. So that's it. That's what comes in the amenity kit. Pretty average for travel essentials, but very good to have.
Alright. So we'll shrink you back down. There we go. And to more of the seat.
Now, this is just to the right, if you're sitting on the right, of the IFE. This is your seat control, and again, like I said, I've posted videos of my seat reviews on my channel. This has your full lie-flat controls and your massage functions. Massage functions which were broken on the A330.
No, they weren't. They sucked. It was literally a small rolling motion. It was that same way on the Boeing as well. They were just absolutely god-awful.
So they're god-awful. Okay, yeah.
I mean, like, when I think of massage, I don't think of rolling, I think of... But I understand why. Because...
Oh, you don't think of rolling massage. You think of shiatsu.
Yes. Yeah, rolling massage is kind of like, eh. If I want a massage, I'll take a massage.
So now,
you can also call the attendant.
yes, you can call these in. You can select the little half moon shape there for place off and do not disturb functions.
Yep. I believe you can also control the... Oh, no, you couldn't control a nightlight because they didn't have anything up top. No, they had lights.
They had lights, but they did not have air vents.
Right. So, yeah.
And oh my god, did that flight run hot.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Seriously, I was probably sweating after about the first 15 minutes. Now, mind you, I sweat a lot.
He does. He sweats a lot.
But also, they did not have dimming functions on the windows. They were slides.
Which isn't unusual for any plane that's not the 787. But, I mean...
think they're getting them on the newer Airbuses, aren't they?
On newer ones, the A350-1000s. And they're commonplace on the 787s. But you won't find them anywhere else, really.
Yeah. Now, the other thing with this picture... Oh my god, shall we talk about the storage area?
What storage area?
Yeah. So, yeah, what is that? That's your purse right in there?
Yep. No. Those are the headphones.
Yeah. So yeah, you get headphones. We'll come to those a little later. I didn't use them on the first route there. I did use them on the route. We had bought some headphones. Sadly, they didn't work, but that wasn't the seller's fault. We also bought them off eBay. The plugs now have changed to a 3-prong configuration, whereas before they used to be a 2-prong.
Yep.
So you didn't get full sound.
No, and I found the only headphones that worked here were the headphones they provided.
Mm-hmm. And for some reason, they provide you earbuds.
Actually, they provided me with the earbuds at the end of the flight.
Right, yeah, when they collected it.
Yeah. So like, you can't take these, but here, have these crappy earbuds instead.
Yeah, if you guys could see my reaction face, it's like...
His face is more of a reaction.
Alright, and that gives you the idea of,
The literature packet.
which they had a lot of literature, and of course the air sickness bag in the back.
Yeah, many people needed those. There
Well,
was a little bit of turbulence, but it affected a lot of people.
And the biggest reason that I think it did was because we were going over a storm.
Yeah.
And they even said from the beginning, there will be turbulence, and we're like, oh boy.
Well, I mean, okay, on the A330, this may have just been our plane, but I can tell you right now, the charging function only works half the time.
For me, it always worked. So, it may have been your cable.
Well, it was that plus the fact that IFE, at least mine, blinked out of existence for like half the
Oh,
flight.
it did for mine too. But actually, that was on the return trip when it did it.
Mm.
So, again, it may have blinked. Well, it blinked out every single time they made a cabin announcement, and if you did something specifically at a certain time, it was really weird.
Now, I will say the in-flight Wi-Fi, once you figured it out, was easy to connect to and use.
Also, do not buy the in-flight Wi-Fi ahead of time.
No, it's nice in theory, but it's a waste of money.
And it doesn't work. And you pretty much can buy the streaming version, and you'll be fine. There is an ultimate version, but it's like $10 more and pointless. So it's $26 and $39, I think.
Oh, the difference is you can buy a 1 hour block. Now, texting is free. You can text anyone and use basic functions to your phone for free. But you can buy a 1 hour block for like $5. You can buy one flight. You can buy for the duration of your flight for like
that one's 26. 26 for standard stream, and I think it was 39 for ultimate.
Well, for me, I got different options.
Mm.
You could buy it for the duration of your flight for one set rate.
Yeah.
For about $18 American.
Oh, the $18 was the basic.
And you can buy a day pass full experience, whatever else, for like $35.
Yeah, that was the day pass. When you went into it, they had a little bit of a higher version. Or this might have been on the way home. That was 26. But yeah,
I think what it is that I think they're older aircraft have different options as opposed to newer aircraft.
Yeah, that might make sense. Or it might also be just a Boeing. They might have had newer tech in the Boeing.
They did, because 787 is a lot newer than you.
Yeah, that's true. Anywho, reading light.
Now this is actually a really cool function. They provide a reading light that you can pop out and it blasts light right over your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And that light is hot too. I turned it down or turned it off for like 5 minutes after using it for like 15 because it got so intense.
Well, it's a single LED directly in, so I don't think I use mine at all.
You don't read books.
Well, you could use it for other things too. Like if you wanted to see the keyboard. No. No. You'll get demonetized from YouTube doing that.
I know.
Anywho.
I'm just trying to show the pillow.
Okay, yeah. Showing you the pillow, which is a better picture here.
There we go, yeah. So, if you'll excuse my book there in the slots, this is the book, or the pillow that they give you when you sit down. It's a very, very comfortable pillow.
Oh, something else that I noticed. Only the Airbus had a side belt. Boeing only had lap.
Mm-hmm. Boeing had lap belts and over-the-shoulder belts like you have in the car.
No, you mean the Airbus.
No, I mean Boeing.
The Boeing didn't.
Yeah, gotta pull them out.
Oh. I didn't use mine the entire time. Oops. I couldn't find it. Anywho.
Another chart of the trade table. You can forward.
Yep. And we get to the menu.
Yeah, you'll see beyond the menu there, it's a little package. That's where they give you the bedspread and comforter.
Mm-hmm.
Really comfy.
You'll get to a picture of that soon. But
yeah.
We have the opening in the menu, which the selection was ridiculous.
Oh, it was a fantastic menu. The food, I cannot complain about the food, really. I mean, it was fantastically done.
You just didn't get their signature cocktail because you'd already had it in the lounge.
I'm sure that appeals to someone. It was excellently made. I'm just not a whiskey person.
But it had maple syrup.
It does not matter.
And since we were going to Germany...
Willkommen beim Service Distinguished Classic.
Yeah, they had everything, and this includes their announcements, were in English, French, and German.
Now, French makes sense because it's Canada. English makes sense because it's Canada. But German, because they're going to Germany. So, yeah. But they do that for any destination they're going to. Whether it be Germany, France, Belgium, Switzerland.
Well, they'll do it in those. So if they were, for instance, flying to Japan, it would be English, French, Japanese.
Yes. If they're going to China, it would be English, French, and Mandarin.
Mm-hmm. Of course, as you can see, more stuff. And then...
The insert they give you in the menu reminds you that you're in a signature class.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, I personally did not like the Airbus remote as much.
No, it was a chunky boy.
Well, it wasn't just chunky boy, it was basic.
It was very basic. I mean, this like PlayStation style remote. It was chunky.
No,
it had
yeah. It was like a crappy version of an Xbox. Or no, sorry, a Wiimote. Yeah, that's pretty much it, a Wiimote.
A Wiimote with like PlayStation buttons.
Yeah. And as you can see, you can call from there. You get the power on off.
If you're feeling really lazy, you can use your remote as your functions for pretty much anything in the seats.
Yeah. Now, or sometimes if the touchscreen decides not to play nice, which it did do.
Yes, it was not very intuitive on the airbus at all.
Yeah. So yeah, you can control it. Plus, yeah, if you don't want to lean up like both of us did when we were sitting down, plus it's on a retractable piece, which doesn't always retract well.
Oh, you mean the cord?
Yes, the cord.
I mean, that's not unusual. Almost every remote is now connected to a cord on various airlines. They do that to ensure the security of the remote.
Well, not just that, it provides an easy thing to power so they don't have to change batteries.
That too. Like, as long as the aircraft is receiving power. Yeah, receiving power, it's fine. I mean, everything will run.
Yep. Here you can see her GoPro that she was filming from. Her Air Canada drink that she already finished.
Champagne.
Champagne.
And the menu. I just give my order.
Yep. Another picture of the front with the blanket down, with the bed part and the blanket down
Bed
below.
spread, not bed part.
The back end. Oh yes, the hot towel.
Oh, hot towel service. It's one of the best parts of flying in first class.
Which you can now get, whereas during COVID you could not because of obvious reasons.
No, during 2020, 2021, and most of 2022, hot towels were nowhere to be found on almost any airline. Or it be Air Canada to Singapore and beyond.
Well, again, they didn't want you to get down with the sickness. And of course, one of the other things, they will actually put a little tablecloth type thing.
Yes.
When they start serving food.
They will set your table for meal service for both dinner and breakfast if you're having breakfast, or lunch, or any meal you're having.
Yeah. I don't think that the IFE was movable at all, right? It didn't come out?
No. The IV was pretty much stuck in there. It was on a solid base.
Yeah. Then, of course, you filthy person, got a Coke.
I got it as, Truck Teddy says I got a DC.
Yep. So, and did you enjoy your warm nuts?
I enjoyed my warm nuts, yes.
It was what, almonds?
Almonds and cashews.
Yeah. It was quite good. I actually liked it.
Impressive. This was so good.
Oh my god, it was amazing.
Roasted garlic bread, roasted duck confit, and salad. Vegetable fruit garden salad.
And you still stuck with your Coke, right?
Oh yeah.
I got myself a vodka and cranberry because as much as I wanted to, they didn't have mojitos. I did get.
Oh wait, no. I had a DC, and I had a red wine.
Ah, so that was your red wine.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually surprised with how good the balsamic vinaigrette was on the salad.
Me too. That was actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
I had that first when I took Air Canada Transcontinental last year.
And mind you, boys and girls, this is round 1. I am saying this because of this next picture.
This was the main entree. This was braised beef bourguignon with potatoes au gratin, carrots, and mushroom sauce.
It was actually quite good. I ate the whole dang thing.
So did I. It was really, really tasty.
Wait, you even ate the mushrooms?
Mm-hmm.
Did they make you sick?
Yeah.
Nah.
But it was worth it. It was so worth it.
Okay. Now, by that time, we were about here.
Right over Newfoundland.
Now, we're not done with the food, by the way.
There's more. Oh, desserts, yes. We had cherry cake financier. Now, cherry cake financier was actually a very, very delicious dish.
It was. Now, because we were trying to get sleep, we didn't realize also that there was a bunch of snacks until sometime near the end. Also, the bathroom in signature class, for those of you who want to do it, if you're smart, you will want to sit on the left side of the plane. Very important.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you sit on the right side of the plane, you have to go all the way around through the front cabin area where all the flight attendants are working on your stuff. And it is right next to the cockpit. There's also indicators of whether or not it's used. So be very attentive to the indicators. Make sure they're green when you go and there's nobody else there. There's also 2 bathrooms behind you, but those are also shared with economy.
And unlike the plebes here, better than they are. So.
Yeah. I don't think the bathroom, from what I noticed, didn't look any different.
I did a Lou review, as Noel Phillips says, which is up on my channel here. If you go search for it, you can find it easily. It's up there. But I mean, they had molten brown cosmetics.
Yeah.
And skincare, but overall, it wasn't that fantastic. It had the Air Canada maple leaf across the wall, but overall,
it was just your basic.
It's basic toilets.
Yeah, it functioned. It was clean. That's what mattered.
Yeah, the ground was not sticky.
Yeah,
it was not sticky at all.
And you didn't have to bend down and all stuff. Mind you, you're only what, 5'7"?
No, I'm 5'6".
Nah, that's right. So, being 5'9", it wasn't that much of a difference. It was closer, but. Eh.
Oh, and by the way, for you tall people who are worried about the length of the seat stretches out to like 6'5".
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm 5'6" and he's 5'9", so we're fine. I mean, you're fine.
You're fine if you're sleeping face up. For side sleepers and back sleep and stomach sleepers, as a stomach sleeper,
I'm a girl, in case you haven't noticed. So I mean, for me to sleep on my stomach, I'd crush my boobs. So it's kind of like.
Well, that means you would also have chest pressure. But beside the point. So we tried to get some sleep, failed miserably because of how hot it was.
I think I dozed for about an hour.
Yeah, I think maybe that was how long for me too. Until we get to, of course, breakfast.
We have the famous Air Canada parsley omelette.
It wasn't bad.
It was not bad at all. And this came from someone who does not like eggs.
Did it make you hate your life?
Yes.
Okay.
Hash browns were really good. Sausage link, very good.
Chicken sausage link.
Chicken sausage, yes.
The fruit was actually quite good. And
fruit was fantastic. However, if you have a cavity beforehand, you didn't know about it, you will know about it after this.
Did you find that out?
No. But I'm gauging by the tartness of the fruit.
Oh, that is true. The yogurt was actually also good too. I ate that.
It's good. I did not touch yogurt because I'm not a yogurt fan, but it seemed very, very fresh.
Yeah, it was actually completely fresh and very good. I mean, it took about like 4 or 5 scoops to eat the whole thing. And then they came around and served croissants, I think.
That was the blank plate. Blank plate was for the croissants.
And of course, her being her.
Most of the time.
Yep. Now, by that time that we got there, to give you guys an idea, what time was it when we arrived? Was it 5?
No, God, it was like 5:30.
Yeah. The reason we say that is this. This is us already having landed.
This is on taxiway Bravo, right next to, no, we were texting to the gate.
Yeah. Now, when we took off from Canada, it was raining. When we got here...
It was raining.
It wasn't raining as bad. It was misty.
It was like a light jizz.
Here's the sad thing. This is when we're still a little ways out of the airport. And this is when we come into the airport.
Now, in the background, you can see Frankfurt Airport emblazoned in blue light there. Across the way. And you can see the parking structure on the far left of your screen. And you can see the construction work going on for Terminal 3.
Yeah. And of course, the other thing was, it was cold. It wasn't as cold as here, but it was kind of a little bit of shock having sat on a roasting plane.
It was a wee bit nippy. And there's an ANA 787. You can tell because of the chevrons on the engine. This was not the plane that burst into flames upon landing. And
That was JL.
Oh yeah, yes it was. But it's being loaded and ready to go for an early morning departure to probably Narita.
Yep. Now,
We are just pulling into the gate here.
there are other videos of all the stuff of our little travels, but we're going to give the caveat, the important caveat about this. We got to the hotel, and oh Lord, did we crash. Oh God, it was hardcore.
We crashed very hard. I gave a short room tour. That's all to with my channel. But we already after the room tour, I went to Snorland.
Yes, and I woke you up a couple times, which is why you put in things. So, my level of exhaustion rates how much I snore. She can probably give you a video of it sometime on how ridiculous it is. Might be actually kind of funny.
Probably comedic, yeah.
So,
Now this is the view of Frankfurt right outside of our hotel room. We have two main windows in our suite. This was looking at downtown.
well, actually, we had two sides. We had the window. We were on the corner suite, so we had the windows in, I guess, the living room.
Yeah.
For two sides, which you'll get to see that a bit more on the New Year's pictures. Oh boy, will you? And then we had ones in the bedroom.
Yeah. Now, right below here, in the same building you're looking at, on the lower left-hand corner of your screen here, is a sex shop.
Yes. Shop Exotic or something?
Orion Exotic Shop.
Orion Exotic, that's right.
Or erotic. Orion
Yeah.
Erotic.
Yeah. They have no compunction about that stuff in Germany. It's kind of like normal.
But you have to be scanned in one at a time to enter the store.
Mm-hmm. And they're closed at weird hours.
Now this is the Eurobank Tower. This was right outside of our main bedroom area window.
It wasn't right. It was a couple of miles away, but...
It
or
was not a
kilometers.
couple miles.
Really?
Yeah, I walked there.
Well, we went 9 kilometers one day, so...
And whose fault was that?
9 miles. Anyway.
This was the Eurobank Tower, a view right outside of our bedroom window. And, very interesting architecture. And once again, the Eurobank Tower. And this was the home of the Euro, of course.
Yeah. So, a big thing to know about Frankfurt is it's new and old right next to each other. We'll get to the reason for that in a second, of where you can see.
Now this was the medieval tower. I'm not going to try to pronounce the German. I can't quite pronounce the German on that one. But it's been in existence since the 14th century. And they built around it.
I'm trying to remember exactly what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come back to it later.
We say it in the video. You can also see a sign right there for the biggest shopping mall. Oh dear Lord.
Maisel.
Yeah.
Parking ahead, and if you take a turn to the right.
Yeah. And yes, Thurn und Taxisplatz.
Turn und Taxisplatz.
Anyway, there was massive amount of construction going on all the time because they keep building the city.
This was central downtown Frankfurt.
Mm-hmm.
This was the only reason we didn't get to the main tower, because they had construction going on all around the tower.
Yeah, you kind of had to navigate. It was ridiculous. You get to see a lot of that in our videos because we did a lot of walking videos.
Now, this was the main Romerplatz square.
Was this the day you were venturing off on your own?
No, I didn't go this far.
Oh, okay. Alright, this was later on. So, some of the pictures are kind of jumbled because when she sent them to me, the way she sent them does not organize them the way it should, but that's something I can't go
So, moving on, we have the home of Haagen-Dazs over here.
Mm-hmm. Which we didn't go in, unlike San Francisco, we should have.
Mm-hmm.
But the plan is to go back to Frankfurt again, which we'll probably cover a lot more. they have a lot of streetcars. Holy crap.
Yeah, the entire city runs in streetcars. It's very interesting because, I mean, like, no one really drives in Frankfurt. There are cars, obviously, but there, like 3/4 of the population exists on the streetcars,
Streetcars, light rail.
and walking.
Mm.
This was at the entry sign on the entrance to the rumor.
Yep. And then, of course, right next to that we have...
Oh yes, the Weingarten at Frankfurt am Main. This is actually Frankfurt's historic castle, but they turned it into a Weingarten.
Because why not? And then we had just missed the Christmas market. Sadly, for all those who wanted to see it.
This was the remnants of them still taking it down.
Yep.
Moving on.
And of course, new and old right next to each other as usual.
This was looking north from Maisel. You can see the main tower there on the right side stretching upwards to the sky. The highest point there. And Techman playing on his phone.
No, I was playing on my phone because I was checking on food. Alright. More.
This was Deutsche Bundesbank.
Yep. The architecture is quite beautiful. Then we get on to something that's actually kind of special to you.
Oh yes.
That
St.
was
Paul's Church.
St. Paul's, and it actually has a memorial to all the...
Memorial to the Fallen Jews of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
They have memorials plastered with the death camps in every signpost.
Yep. Then of course the thing that most people don't actually associate with Germany.
Oh yes, like I said, the home of the euro, right here in Frankfurt. The sign was erected to commemorate the founding of the euro. It was founded right here on Konrad Adenauer Strasse.
Yep. Now a lot of you might be noticing the amount of tagging that they have. Amazingly, the Germans don't really care that much about tagging.
They look at it as art.
Yeah, we found that very surprising because there was a lot.
Like, as long as you don't tag anything of historic significance, they don't care.
And as long as you don't tag certain subjects.
If you bring up anything, even potentially glorifying the Third Reich or Nazism, they will fine you and throw your ass in jail.
Yeah, which is why we also did not talk about it very much while we were there. And I think it most alluded to it a couple times, and that was it.
Yeah.
Another picture.
Yep.
And then, of course...
the main river itself.
Which is why Frankfurt is referred to as...
Frankfurt am Main.
Which literally means Frankfurt
on the main river.
Yeah. It did rain a couple times, so that's why the ground is a bit wet. It was actually raining when we took these pictures.
Yep. A little better view, and there is...
That's when we're looking across the drive bridge that was next to us.
The main river in Frankfurt has actually run 7 bridges.
Mm-hmm. One of them is the most famous.
The Iron Bridge, or the...
Which is actually this one.
Yep. Or the Eisenstag.
Yep. We actually bought a lock and had it engraved and put it on there. There's a full video of that. Then, of course, when we got down from the bridge...
Now you can see the main tower there in the center of your screen, reaching upwards to the sky. The highest skyscraper there.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see Paulskirche. Or St. Paul's Church.
Now, what is the nickname for Frankfurt?
Frankfurt has 2 nicknames. One is Bankfurt, because it's home of hundreds of banks in Europe. And Manhattan.
Mm-hmm. Which we'll get to pictures of that in a minute. So there's the label for
the Eisensteg, which literally means Iron Bridge.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, that is a farther away picture of it. And you can see why it's called as such.
It's also the only main walking bridge in Frankfurt.
Mm-hmm.
But when I say main walking bridge, I mean walking bridge. I mean, you cannot drive on the bridge. You can only walk.
You can take a bicycle, and that's about it.
Really, yeah. If it's motorized, it's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you do get great aerial shots here.
Mm-hmm.
You can see like almost every airline aircraft coming into land at Frankfurt Airport.
Yep. They come across from the left side of the screen and come around and then land on the right.
Because we're only about 7 to 10 kilometers from the airport.
Funny story about that, but we'll get to that later.
Mm-hmm.
This is when you were by yourself. This is my Zyle, right?
This is my Zyle, and I didn't go here by myself.
No, the first day you did, I think.
The first day I went by myself, but I wouldn't go here.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We were together. I was just here alone and went to the bathroom.
Right, yeah. So, they still had Christmas stuff up. Okay, now for our next picture. There.
This was New Year's Eve, looking at downtown Frankfurt.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. It's not as dark, but once it really got dark, then it got a little bit harder to see.
Then the city exploded in celebration.
Literally. So, Americans, you think you have the 4th of July and go crazy? You don't have anything.
No, you don't have crap.
Here's another picture. And actually, right there at the right side of the screen, they were, I kid you not, lighting fireworks off from the middle of the road, like full-on mortars, and cars were just driving by 2 feet away.
Cars were driving by like it's no big
Yep.
deal. They would just swerve around them.
You can actually see, no, they stayed in their lane, and they were like right in the middle in the little area of walking, and dear God, the mess afterwards was ridiculous.
But they cleaned them up.
It took them 1 day. You had some people who were cleaning it up immediately, but there was the garbage pickups took care of it within, I think, 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
Then we're actually moving a little bit ahead to, oh God, Kleiner Marketal?
Kleinmarkthalle.
Kleiner Marketal, yeah. Basically.
Now, literally, Kleinmarkthalle means small market hall.
For those of you who are in Cleveland, at least that we know of, there may be some other ones across the country. West Side Market is kind of almost an exact thing of it, but West Side Market is smaller.
Almost a replica, he means? Not think of it. But when it says Kleinmarkthalle, it doesn't mean klein. It means small by comparison, because it's large.
Oh,
There's 3 levels, and it stretches out for like 3 city blocks.
Mm-hmm. There was an underground level where they actually did a fresh fish market. There was the standard one where they mostly did fruits, vegetables, and some eating places, as well as, you'll see in the next picture, a full-on flower area. Then you have the top level, which is only actually on one side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was very fresh, and the people there were so nice.
Oh, yeah. We'll actually go to cover a couple of places in some of these pictures. So, as you can see...
There's one of the flower shops.
Actually, that was the only flower shop. But it was big. Holy crap.
It was about the size of, half the size of Kroger's.
Yep. Then, of course...
Fresh meat market.
They had a lot of these. There were multiple fresh meat markets. Fresh bread market, I believe.
Yes, many Brot. Brotten. Pasta fresca degli Italiani?
So, amazingly, they love their Italian food there.
Oh, yeah. I've also noticed there's a huge obsession in Germany with Japanese culture and Japanese foods and Japanese society, really.
So, interestingly, there's a huge obsession, if you want to go back into the between the 3 Axis powers in Germany, and it's kind of funny. But they accepted the best parts of them. The food and the company. Then, of course, oh my God, the sweet shops.
It's a little blurry, but trust me when I say everything you're looking at, it goes from like caramel corn down to chocolates and candies.
Yep. We actually went there for 2 days, so we've got about 2 days of footage.
Yeah.
Then, of course, we have the place that we fell in love with.
Tio's Delicatessen.
It was so good, and the people were amazingly nice there. You'll get to see the food in a second.
And everything here was very affordable.
Oh, yeah. We actually even bought a bottle of wine.
$300 bottle of wine from Crew.
30 euros? 36.
36 euros.
Yep. As you can see, I believe this is cheese.
It's cheese.
Right there. And then on our next picture, more bread, more preserves. Again, everything fresh. Like, you're talking farmer's market, this is it. I believe nuts, fruits, dried fruit.
Fresh dried fruits. Well, it's kind of oxymoron, but they were fresh and they were picked. They were just recently picked, and they were dried and pushed into this, preserved.
Mm-hmm.
They also have wines, oils, cooking oils, cooking creams.
Pretty much everything you needed to do. You could buy stuff here and then go home and make food.
Mm-hmm. Which is the idea.
I think
Persian shop.
Yep.
That's the Persian house. The Persian house.
And then, of course, fresh vegetables. These were literally because here's the thing about Frankfurt. If you go literally 10 miles to the east, or 10 kilometers to the east of Frankfurt.
10 kilometers is 7.5 miles.
Okay. 20 kilometers.
There you go.
If you go that far to the east out of Frankfurt, you're in the rural area.
Right before you hit the switchboard.
Yeah. And we know that for a reason. Of course, we have all our olives, breads.
West is switchboard. East is more German territory. Yeah.
And of course, the food.
Oh my god. This is, like, I didn't want to leave just for this reason. They have this fantastic sandwich. They call it the New Yorker, but it has
pastrami and cheese, wasn't it?
Pastrami, cheese, pickles, and balsamic reduction vinaigrette, or balsamic vinaigrette reduction. Fantastic sandwich. Loved it so much. I didn't want to leave. Oh my god, we had this twice. Right before we left. Right before we left Germany. And it was fantastic. Oh my god. It was the most delicious sandwich I've ever had. And it's not that much food, but it fills you up for hours. Like, I'd say maybe there's a third of a pound of pastrami in all 4 quarters of the sandwich. Not like here in America where they just give you a slab of pastrami in the sandwich, which Americans think is a lot of meat, and I guess it is, but I mean, it's like, you're expecting me to eat all of that? No. Here it's much more measured and more of a gradient than anything else, because it's like complementing 1, 2, 3 condiments in a row. It's delicious, and the focaccia bread is so fresh.
And of course, they even bread pressed it.
Oh, they did, yeah.
So it was nice and hot.
It was so nice. Oh my god. I will be right back.
Yeah. Bathroom for you as well?
Yeah.
Alright, and while she's doing that, again, this is where we bought the Grand Cru. We actually ate twice at this place. It was so good. But yeah, wasn't anything too ridiculous. I think it was like 56 euros for this entire thing, which was really nice. But yeah, I'm not sure if any of you guys are watching, so could answer some questions, but none of you are here to ask, so what we gonna do? let's see. Oh yeah, to discuss the Coke, or the sodas, I should say. All sodas, which is what you actually see in that glass, were completely made with cane sugar, and nothing was processed. So again, there was no process. Like, this was taken for the meat, just completely sliced off roast beef that they took care of. They would hold the sandwiches for display, and then make them fresh if needed, which was really, really good. So that was kind of really nice. I'm not sure if she touched on the reduction, but it worked very well. You can actually bring it along and just swipe it across. So that was also really, really nice. Oh, let's see. Yeah, very attentive wait staff at Tio's Delicatessen. I was very, very impressed. You don't necessarily have to tip, but when you pay for things in Germany, you need to make sure to tell them if you're going to be charged by a card with a full amount. You don't tip extra. You can, but it's not really expected. But it was definitely deserving of a good tip at this one. Let's see, what else? I think that was pretty much it. I mean, the lines at some of the places were absolutely ridiculous. Can you think of anything else? I was telling them about the soda.
The soda. In what regard?
How it was fresh made. Or not fresh made, but non-processed. Again, guys, not the best setup that we have here, so it can make things a little bit difficult.
But anyway, yes, the soda was, it was processed differently, and it didn't require as much of an artificial situation as they had here in the States.
I thought it was all actual straight cane sugar, right?
Yeah. Cane sugar and caffeine, it's mixed all together. But there's no high fructose corn syrup. There's none of that crap.
Yeah. And I think this was the one day when we really walked a lot, but this, I think Romerberg that we did this was another day. That was when we actually met the guy playing the accordion, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. There's a video up of it. He was great. I was so surprised.
It's amazing, really, yeah. We also took a picture of St. Bartholomew's Cathedral. That's in here somewhere, I believe. And we have the ancient architecture here alongside the neo-modern architecture. As you can see in the background there with the museum.
Alright, and we have a second picture of it. We actually had some guy from, I'm not sure exactly where, asked us to take his picture.
Brazil.
Oh, Brazil, that's right. Nice people. Like, I was surprised at the very sheer lack of crime that was there. It's almost nothing. Anybody who thinks that there is didn't see it the entire time.
You're paying attention to too much American propaganda.
It wasn't the Americans that said that, it was the Canadian lady.
Yeah. They have yet to take down their tree when we were there, but here is the main Christmas tree in Frankfurt am Main. In the rumor, right in front of the main Frankfurt Tourist Bureau.
Now, this is the last picture of Frankfurt. There's more in the videos. We're going to go back to our departure, which of course, again, we couldn't take as many pictures as we wanted to, but we did get some. Case in point,
So this was the Air Canada Maple Leaf Lounge in Frankfurt Airport. ITA code FRA.
Yeah. Now, here's a caveat on this. We arrived rather earlier than expected, even after having a problem.
That problem was entirely Techmanian's fault.
Yeah. So basically what I did was the day before, we had figured out we were going to take the train back, because we had taken the underground train there, and we were going to take the regional train back. I had it figured out, I got everything good to go, we found the station, and then, of course, when the train arrived, we got on the one going the wrong way.
We headed east in the direction of Berlin.
Mm-hmm. So, we got to, we went through like maybe 5 stops, and then I finally realized we're going farther away. So we got off, waited for the one going the reverse to come, and got back on.
You know, it actually reminded me of that scene in Indiana Jones' Last Crusade when they're on the Zeppelin.
Mm-hmm.
And Indy's like, we're turning around to take us back to Germany.
Yeah. Speaking of that also, touching right on that, you have to buy your tickets either from a kiosk or on the app. We actually got them to be bought on the app, so that wasn't a problem. So
look for any kiosk that says Fahrkarten.
Yeah. There's a bunch of videos about that. We actually tried to take videos of as much as we could. Now, mind you, the camera was attached to my backpack, and we held it sometimes, so it could get a little wonky in the way it looks. We do apologize for that, but at least it's not hanging upside down like somebody else did.
That was one time, and I was going to a museum, and they didn't like camera work.
No, it was actually while you were walking around outside. I know, because I had to mess with it.
There was also one time.
Yeah.
Only once.
Anyway. So we got there, and it turned out we were way too early when we tried to go into the Maple Leaf Lounge. So we actually had to go down.
Normally there was not time restrictions, but this one, they wouldn't let us in the lounge until 2 hours before departure.
Mm-hmm.
2 hours before departure. So,
mind you, on the flip side, was it really worth it?
It really wasn't. I mean, if I had to actually pay cash to get into this lounge, I would have been like, this is worthless.
Yeah. Now, mind you, the staff at the front desk was absolutely nice.
Very nice. In fact, I mean, I rate the staff as like A+.
Yeah.
I do have complete lounge reviews up on my site. Brooke In The Air travel.squarespace.com. All reviews for lounges are up.
Mm-hmm. And we do also have as much video review as we could get. Now, we went to the Lufthansa Lounge, which had some stuff. They actually had pretty good soup and everything. I would say the Lufthansa Lounge...
Wait, it was the Lufthansa Business Lounge.
Yeah.
We couldn't get into the Senator Lounge, and my Starline Skull says was only in the U.S.
Yeah, but they allowed us to get in because we were signature class for Air Canada.
For the business
Yeah,
area.
for the business area. Now, the food was rather decent. I was actually moderately surprised, but again, there was nothing really good to eat. It was actually kind of an Indian flair on the food, which I found very interesting.
I did too. They seem to have almost a saffron feel to it.
Yes. We got some bread. I think I got some soup and other stuff because, mind you, we had gotten up early and we hadn't eaten. So we were rather hungry.
Now, I should preface, going through Frankfurt Airport and security and all that stuff was really easy.
It was.
Very fluid.
Once we found things.
Yes. Once we found the right lane to go into and the right area, it was easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Mm-hmm. We went through customs, we went through everything.
But if there's one thing that Frankfurt Airport wants you to know, is that Lufthansa owns this bitch.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Seriously, they were everywhere. Like, Lufthansa had, I think, what was it, 50?
They owned T1.
Yeah. Now, mind you, so we have another picture.
That's the entrance to the Maple Leaf Lounge on the exterior doorway. They have a model of the 787 Dreamliner.
Mm-hmm. And of course, this is the bathrooms. Yes, I know the pictures are wonky. She took it sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Sewer.
Which I guarantee will be a frivolous lawsuit.
Yeah. Then we have picture of the doors for the bathrooms.
I was admiring the sterling wooden architecture.
Actually, this might have been.
No?
No, it's not Toronto? Okay. It looks the same as the Toronto ones. Also, they have showers.
You don't have to be a business class customer to use them. If you're just transiting through Frankfurt Airport, you can sign up for a shower. And I think they charge you like 50 euros.
Yep. And of course, what she actually had. Yes, they have currywurst.
Currywurst und Broten.
Mm-hmm. Currywurst and bread. So literally, it's got curry, it's got curry sauce, and bread. What'd you think of it?
Really good, actually. The Kaiser roll und Broten was fantastic.
Yeah. Then, of course,
another shot of Frankfurt Airport right on the gate.
now,
Our gate was moved, actually.
yeah, which I got yelled at for not realizing. And here was the reason why it was moved.
Because this Turkish Airlines 8320neo was having mechanical problems and couldn't depart on time, so they had to move our gate.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, as you can see, now this is a picture showing all the Lufthansa and the Frankfurt Airport label.
And the Turkish Airlines in our gate.
Mm-hmm. Different picture that you were trying to take of also the Frankfurt Airport
Yes.
logo. And of course, Turkish Airline again.
Nicknamed Kiz Kulisi.
Yep. And of course, yeah, American airports eat your heart out. Seriously, the amount of tech they have and the amount of things they had to play with is just amazing. Then, of course, when we moved over to our gate, oh look! It's our actual plane.
The Air Canada Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner.
Oh my god, it was pretty amazing. But we'll get to that in a second. Yep, there's another picture.
Now, if you go back, yeah, that window right there in the very front, next to the door, that 1A, that's me. That's my seat.
Yep. And of course, this is when they of course moved also the access onto it, so it got a little weird. This was before she had to go away and grab something. And then this is when, I swear to God, you had your standard economy people coming up and asking, when are we going to board? When are we going to board? It was like, oh my god. But then, of course, we finally get on the plane. And we have the pre-departure drink.
My champagne, of course.
Her champagne. Menu.
This was so much brighter, too, than the E330.
It was. And, of course, here you can see what the IFV looks like. It's a lot better, in my personal opinion.
Oh, yeah.
I would have to say, if Boeing's didn't crash so much, they would be better.
It's not even that they crash, it's that they have technical difficulties on every turn.
Yeah.
On every plane.
Which is really annoying because you have this, and you have the remote. I mean, my god.
I mean, the remote on 787 is so much tinier and more streamlined.
And it's even got an LCD screen on it.
Yes. It's fantastic. It is so much more responsive and easy to use. And it shows your departure point and destination.
Like I said, you just have lap belts on there.
That's true.
There was no cross belt.
No, I didn't find the cross belt until halfway through the flight.
Oh, yeah, I never found the cross belt. And none of the flight attendants seemed to care.
No. As long as you had a belt on, they didn't care.
Yeah. Then, of course,
the footwell is massive. There's much more room on 787 too.
Yeah. And now... Oh, sorry.
On the A330, I had to put one leg on top of the other to stretch out fully. On 787, I could stretch out both my legs and just be fine.
Yeah. And of course, you got another reading pouch down there. And as I showed, those are the headphones. Yes, they're actually quite good. I just wish they were more moisture wicking.
And you don't have to worry about someone else having used them because they come in their individual packages.
Yep. They might change the cups, but that would be it.
When they're given to you, they are given to you for the flight.
Yeah.
You cannot take these home. You have to give them back to your flight attendant at the end of the flight. But that's about it.
Yep. And then, of course, more hot towel.
Hot towel service, always appreciated. So refreshing.
Yep. They didn't give us the hot towels till we were about over... I think that's about when we hit Ireland, right?
Yeah, right over Dublin.
Yep. Oh, no, sorry. We were over England.
That's right. On the 787, there's also much more storage room, too.
Yes, there is. We'll get to that in a second. So, there was this on the on the Airbus as well. Mine actually happened to be full of trash.
Ugh.
Well, I told the flight attendant, I was like, here you go. During the cleanup. So you can see, you can use this to control it. And you can see her earrings that she was wearing.
I had to pull them out because over time they were pulling on my earlobes.
And then, of course, as you can see, they dim. This is actually controlled from the remote.
Yep, or you can tap the little light and dark circle there.
Mm-hmm.
I had a whopping 3 windows. Sweet.
Mm-hmm. I was actually right across. I was in the center. That was so we could review both. So I didn't find it to be that bad. Plus, I literally could lean up and grab the candy and chips. It was right in front of me.
And there was that.
Of course.
Here's our appetizer for the trip back.
Quite good.
The garden vegetable dandelion salad. And a shrimp cocktail.
And that was what, horseradish or something?
Yes.
Oh my god, that was amazing. And then, of course...
real silverware.
Mm-hmm.
Not plastic, not wooden.
Actually, you'll get to see it more in the next picture with this.
Right there. And we have, right here, braised beef cheek, mashed potatoes, and vegetable medley.
I liked everything but the vegetable medley. The vegetable medley was kind of like, not my cup of tea. But
yeah.
That's just me.
Oh, me either. Yeah, I didn't go for it.
A better picture of the shrimp, and I believe that's couscous or something, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. Of course, there's the menu again. You also we got another kit, so we literally got a total of 4.
Yeah.
More menu. Same thing. More menu. Ah, the dessert was the one thing that was different.
The dessert on the way back, you had a choice of ice cream, fresh fruit, or cheesecake.
You could actually get both.
Yeah. I picked the cheesecake was cherry topping.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, IFV.
This is my favorite function of IFV, the Flight Map 3D software. Fully interactive. You could actually move and...
You could have a full rotation.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
And, of course, snacks.
There was a snack tray in the galley, which is...
No. On the way back,
yeah,
they put it right in front of me.
They call it in the galley, but really it's like right in front.
Well, in the galley, it was there on the way there in the galley.
Mm.
But they had enough room, so they set it like right in front of me on the upper level. It was so freaking awesome. I was like, okay.
And the snacks were huge too.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I still have one of the snacks. It got a little crushed because I never ate it. But granola bar.
Right here. Make good. Yeah.
Yeah.
As in, make good choices.
There was also dark chocolate Lindt bars, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, those were amazing.
There were also potato chips, kettle potato chips,
Mm-hmm.
and Kit Kats.
Yep. And then, of course, to get the actual idea of how big it was, you could literally leave...
Oh, this was me stretched out with the bed flat. Oh my god, there was so much room.
One thing that I wish is that the footrests weren't as hard as they were. But you can usually get around that by putting... Because The plane was still kind of warm because everybody was shoved in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, in general, we just left our comforters there, and it was alright.
I mean, I will say that compared to my Transcon trip last year, with the footrest being all wobbly, wonky, and almost coming apart, this was so much nicer.
Oh, yeah.
The footrests were actually solidified and cushiony, but not overly cushiony.
It was also better maintained than our flight home from Toronto to Cleveland. But we'll get to that in a second. We got a couple pictures of that. This was breakfast.
Yes, this was the show just prior to landing. A wheat roll, fresh fruit, and cold chicken with dandelion greens and cherry tomatoes.
I really didn't have that much of it.
The chicken was pretty good.
Yeah. This was technically, I guess, yeah, it was just a meal. We could have had breakfast on the flight home, which I did. And it was the exact same thing as there, but I'll cover that in a second. Okay, then we have our,
This was in Toronto. Once we had cleared security on the ride home.
Yeah, we went through customs and everything, blah, 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 blah.
Which was actually very quickly going, very slim, very smooth.
And, of course, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Customs people have no sense of humor whatsoever.
Why are you looking at me?
Because you tried to make the customs person laugh.
I did, but it almost worked, but it didn't quite.
And then, of course, the travesty that was the flight home. Oh my god. We're not even kidding about this. Also, we didn't realize that the AC was blasting full, and that even the purser noticed it until we were about to get off, because it was freaking cold. She actually had to put on a sweatshirt, and so I don't think I did. I almost did.
This was an Embraer E175.
Yep.
Very, very old plane.
And we were also running behind because they literally had to pull this one out of a hangar where it had been sitting.
Because the plane that we were supposed to have under the same flight number was on a different flight.
Yeah, it got diverted, I think it was.
Yeah.
Of course, we were the only two in first class, even though we were supposed to have been in first class on the way there as well, but whatever. Stuff got finagled a little bit, but all in all, Air Canada was great.
I really can't complain. They do have the best first class / business class service in North America. And with American Airlines phasing out their flagship first class by 2025 total,
United's going to be pretty much the only one.
United Polaris class is going to be the only. Technically, Polaris is business class, but realistically, it's the only thing that can really compare to Air Canada's signature service.
Well, Air Canada's signature is what? Specialized business, isn't it? Because there is no first class anymore.
There is no first class, and it's all they have. There's signature class, premium economy, and economy.
Yep. Now, to touch on the other things about the plane. Again, we can't blame Air Canada for any of this. This is the plane. And this thing, I think, this plane was 14 years old, I think I asked the purser?
16.
16. So, it's dated. Case in point. I was originally sitting next to her, but I moved over to the other side to test the single side.
So those you see there in the upper left of your screen are his.
Yeah. My seat, I found out also, was slightly broken, so it wouldn't go fully straight up. That was kind of fun. Because the purser, since we were the only two in first class, said we could pretty much sit anywhere.
Yeah. Which is not uncommon for flights when you're the only ones in that class of cabin.
And I also chose to do that to weight balance the plane.
Even though that really wouldn't have mattered too much.
It really wouldn't have mattered, but I figured it didn't mess around with it, so
Plus you have all the peons back in economy.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you had there was actually a drink tray. That's that little silver part you see poking
right
out.
here on the upper right of your screen here, that can be pulled out with the little indent for your finger.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the IFE controls right there in the armrest.
And instead of using an electrical way, it was still the old push button. The IFV barely worked.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it was ancient.
It was not responsive at all. It was like you push once.
I got the map to pull up amazingly for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, me too. You push on it once, and maybe if you're fortunate, 3 to 4 seconds later it responds.
Well, that's because it was running XP Embedded Pro.
Oh my god.
Which is a 15-year-old operating system.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember when I took this picture because the front of the armrest here was a chunky block of rubber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it also had another drink tray right there, I believe.
No, that was the tree table. You fold out the
no, the part in the front, very front.
No, not there.
Oh right, yours didn't work. It was the one on my side had a single pull-out.
Because yours was one.
Yeah, that's right.
Or one seat. It was the whole seat arrangement in business class cabin was 1 by 2.
Mm-hmm. So.
But basically, you flip up the forearm rest. Yeah, and then you pull up the tree table. I will say this: the tree table itself was very clean.
Yeah. Then of course, the seats were fabric.
Seats were fabric, but they were cozy.
They were comfy, yeah.
Yes.
They were comfy and cozy, which was kind of helpful with how freaking cold it was.
Mm-hmm.
Again, since we didn't complain about it, I think the purser thought we were okay. And then he asked us about it when we landed, and we're like, yeah. All in all, again, crew was incredibly nice.
Oh yeah, I mean they were gentle and kind and caring. I mean, not to make them sound like hospital and nursing staff, they were very, very nice.
Yeah, and that was probably with all of them. We did not have any rude staff that I can recall.
No.
At least not on the planes. And I don't think any of the ones that directly helped us were rude. It was just rules.
Oh yeah.
That was takeoff, I believe, right?
That was takeoff from Frankfurt. No, from I'm sorry.
From
Toronto. From YYC.
I should have put that before the other pictures, but whatever. Well, I think you checked over the seat because it took us a while to take off too.
It did. We were supposed to take off at like 8:45. We didn't depart until 9 o'clock or 9:10.
Yeah, it was 9:10, 9:15.
Yeah.
And then of course back in Cleveland.
No, this was
takeoff,
departing
yeah.
from YYZ. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. For some reason, Toronto Airport is YYZ or YYZ.
Almost all Canadian airports have the YY prefix.
Ah.
So you have YYZ, YYC, YYM.
I think one is YYW, isn't it?
YYW for one, YYK for Yellowknife.
That's right.
YYC for Calgary, YYE for Edmonton.
YYM for Montreal. But for some reason they don't even use anything. It's Z for Toronto.
It's always been Z. Before Toronto was Toronto Pearson.
Ah, okay. Here's another picture of the takeoff. Actually, that's taxiing, I think.
Yeah, we had just rolled into our runway.
Yep.
We were told to line up and wait.
Yep. Then, of course, it was cloudy, as usual.
I have the takeoff footage on my channel elsewhere here.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, her standard mimosa. I actually did food. Again, there will be a review of that. It was pretty much the exact same. I didn't eat too much of it because I figured since she wasn't having anything, we were probably going to get something when we got down.
And we did.
Then, of course, our last picture, we arrived back in Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
So, boop.
That's all we have for you today. Oh, goodness. We even left this for an hour and a half?
Well, we did have 138 pictures in the defense.
True. There will be another vlog next week as we get back on the schedule here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. No, there won't be. I'm sorry.
Oh, right. There will not be a vlog. Why?
Because I'm taking another trip for you guys. I will be back around 10 o'clock next Sunday. I'm departing Friday morning from Cleveland Hopkins to Newark, New Jersey.
I will use that time within juggling schoolwork as well because I think that's when I start my second class for school. So I'll be having 2 classes, but I will try and get some more footage up and taken care of.
Yep. And I'm going from New York to Washington Dulles. No, I'm sorry. I'm going from Cleveland to Washington Dulles to New York. And then on the way back, 2 days later, on Sunday, I'm going from New York to Nashville and then back to Cleveland.
Oh, you get to see Nashville, do you?
For 4 hours.
Mm.
And I'll be taking, for you guys, Southwest Airlines.
Yeah. Also, we did use some of the money that we've been making, not from this channel. I have a side business. We actually bought ourselves a 3rd GoPro camera that should be here on the 24th. Actually, one of the newest ones. The only thing we still have to require for better sound is going to be a microphone. So she can actually not have to...
Yeah, and as always, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And please, if you feel so inclined, subscribe to my Patreon.
We can go through the Patreon specialties. It does give you access to quite a lot of fun things. The behind-the-scene videos. It is having some hiccups right now with that streaming service, but it should be fixed within the next couple of days.
So this is actually the ideal time to sign up.
Yep. Again, you will get access to some extra stuff, which we don't want to talk about because we'd like for it to be a surprise for you guys. I think that is... How much is the Patreon?
Oh, for that tier level, it's $14 a month. So for the price of 2 cups of coffee at Starbucks, you can easily subscribe to my channel.
Yep. And that also gives you all the stuff. And what is the special thing if you get enough followers?
Oh, if I get enough followers and watch hours, one of you guys will win a trip with me to a destination on a 5-star Star Alliance airline. Probably to the Seychelles or Maldives. And a 3 to 4 night vacation.
Yep. So yeah, we can definitely do it. Or, depending upon where you go, it might change up because you might even let them request where to go instead of the Seychelles or Maldives, right?
Yes.
So yeah. But again,
those are just 2 options.
Yeah. We have to have how many watch hours total?
I need...
Is it 1,000?
At least 1,000 minimum.
And how many followers?
I believe 450 followers.
Yeah. Now, mind you guys, here is one caveat about that. Every single time she's gotten close, YouTube likes to move the goalposts. So
I even get an email from YouTube saying, "Congratulations, you made it this far. Maybe I'll go for a little bit further."
Yeah. And the point of all this is it's the celebration. The whole reason is the celebration of when she gets monetized, when she can actually start making money from this as a side gig.
See, the reason I can afford to take you guys with me, like literally one of you guys will be taking with me, is because when I monetize, I get money from you guys watching views, and that monetization can go to buying you a ticket.
And also there's a better chance of getting sponsors, so she will join other reviewers like
Josh Cahill, Trek Trendy,
Vicarious Voyager, Noel Phillips.
Noel Phillips, yes.
Yeah.
And Patrick Che.
Yeah. Now, we mention all of those as other ones that you should watch because they do cover things as well. They do go on a lot more trips than she does, but that is because they've been doing it for a while and they've been monetized. So if we can get her to reach this level, she will be, I think, the only woman in that list, and so far, who can do that. So it'll give a bit of a different perspective because...
Now, there are other women out there, but they have limitations.
Yeah.
And they're not as well known. I'm trying to become very, very well known out there.
Yeah. Now, if any of you have ones that we missed, I think Jeb or somebody.
Oh, Jeb Brooks.
Yeah.
From greengrass.com.
Yeah. If there are any ones that we missed, she does also like to follow and share ones that other reviewers have done.
Now, I recently found out that several of these reviewers are successful because they have teams behind them.
Yeah.
All I have is him.
Yeah. And we're both quite busy. So, again, if anybody wants to help out or donate their time to start with,
Now,
again,
yeah, this will not be a paid position immediately, but in time, if it's successful, things could happen.
yeah, and also with the team, the videos will get a lot better. We will actually have React videos that are actual React videos on a regular basis. We can upload the video to have her talk in front of. We can actually get it to also be more of a green screen because, yes, I think we will all agree that while this little studio area is not the best, it's what yours truly could put together.
Well, I got a green screen, but we took that back.
Well, we figured out it wouldn't work.
We figured out that one wouldn't work because it's not compatible with our technology.
Yep. Yay, special programs!
So I will see you guys soon. I will take videos, of course, and I will upload my trip reviews next week. And then we'll be back to uploading regular vlog in 2 weeks. And
Well, the week after, you're going to do a review of your trip, right?
yes. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And then we are in the midst of planning our next big trip next year. Or probably this year at some point, probably closer to the holidays.
Yep. Which we're still figuring out. And also, there may be more trips to Frankfurt depending upon what happens in certain other circles.
Yes.
Lot of stuff coming, you guys, but nothing that we can really talk about just yet because we haven't figured it out.
Right. So we will see you guys soon. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the air.